Hi there. Just trying to get myself set up here. Hang on. It's not showing up. Hang on. I'm still trying. There I am. Okay. So I promise that we're not going to lose sound this week because I have my phone plugged in. So with any luck, fingers crossed, this will work out. I set up and do a pre-check on a test site, and I didn't do that today because I am very disorganized. I still haven't even unpacked my stuff from our trip. So welcome everybody. I am Wendy Keys Turnbull, and I am an independent Stamping Up demonstrator. It's an exciting time at Stamping Up because the mini catalog is still on until June, and the annual catalog, the new annual catalog, comes out at the beginning of May. There's a retired list, so there's lots of retired things to purchase now, some of them at a discount. So it's a very exciting time. You're gonna have to excuse me. The day after we left here to fly to Florida, we stopped at my brother's overnight. Hi, Judy. Thanks. The day we got to my brother's, the next morning I woke up sick, and the following morning I tested and I was positive for COVID. So I've been dealing with COVID for a week. Fortunately for me, I had both my shots and my booster, so it was only bad for one day, about a day and a half. On the flight down, I started to feel sick, and I thought it was because it was freezing in the back of the plane, and I just figured with all that cold air blowing into me for 7 hours, I was catching the flu or something. But the only reason I decided to test was because my husband got a call from our son-in-law saying that 4 or 5 people from his business had tested positive. And so I thought, well, maybe he brought me home something I better test. So the ironic thing is I tested and I was positive. So I texted my daughter, who lives with us with her family for another couple of weeks, and told her that she better test. So she went and bought tests, and she and her oldest son, Ezra, tested positive. Simon wouldn't test. He's only 5 and he didn't want to have another test. She called her husband, who's a nurse at the VA, and he had to come home because they were positive, and he tested when he got home and he was positive, and he had to go back to work the next day and test again just to prove that he was positive. So we were all positive, but my husband, who also lives with us, was negative. And that's just Doug Turnbull luck. He just has more luck than anybody I know. But anyhow, I'm feeling fine except for a bit of a cough and a little bit of a heavy chest feeling, but I'm not contagious anymore. I'm still wearing a mask. He insisted that we go on to the air show that we went to, so I did. Those of you who are my Facebook friends probably saw some of the postings from the air show. So anyhow, I am going to turn the camera down, and we're going to do some crafting today. It's going to be a little disorganized, but I got this idea from Jennifer McGuire, and I would like to watch her videos, and I really enjoyed this. So let me flip it down, and as I said, hi Mary, nice to see you. As I said, it's going to be winging it, so we'll see how things work. I haven't even set anything up yet, so hang on just a second. See what we've got here. Oh, that's not too bad. I guess I shall leave it right like that then. Looks like it's working. So as usual, I have my monthly workshop info. The next workshop is coming up on April 23rd, 24th, and 25th, so you pick which day you want to attend. The attendance is looking pretty good for this month with spring coming. Everything's coming out nice. Oh, Judy, good. I'm glad you got your goodie. This host code for the next couple of weeks is 33WNV64G. If you want to order anything from me, I will post the link in the description when I'm all done. So that's that. I'll probably leave that right up here. So the annual catalog is good through the end of this month, and the mini catalog is good through the end of June. So there's still some good things to be gotten, but the really exciting thing is, and I can only show you the cover, the new catalog is here. So I will be handing that out at my next card class. And also for those of you who can't find your mini catalog or didn't find a mini catalog, I bought another pack of those. So I'll have those to give out to you if you need them. So, all right. I can't show you the inside of this yet, but there's some really exciting things in there. And I got my pre-order today, and I also got my retirement order, and I've got my catalog order. I had like 4 boxes from Stampin' Up. 3 of the new ink pads didn't show up, but I called and they're showing up all by themselves tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. All righty. So let me show you what we're going to do today. We're going to play around with some embossing folders and some foil and some other things, some color, and we're going to make this one. This is the one sample that I did get a chance to make yesterday. I'm going to do something a little bit different with it today. I'm not really thrilled with the soft succulent. I think that's soft succulent. It looks so much darker, but it is against the this shade of blue here. This paper is still available from the mini catalog. After that, it's gone. So I was thinking about using silver foil here instead of the blue foil. What do you guys think? There's only 2 of you watching. What do you think? Should I make another one using the blue foil, or should I use a silver foil instead? Tell me what you think. Hi, Gail Marion. Stay on and watch. Maybe someday you'll come and make cards. I miss seeing you. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing an answer from you guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it with the same foil again. I will possibly change my mind halfway through, but we'll see. Okay, so I am using the Friends Are Like Seashells, just the stamp set, and the embossing folder. So that's the easy part. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to wet this down. Jennifer suggested using, where did I put them? Using wet wipes on the back of it, because it just makes everything come out so much better. Let me just grab those. Oh, they're there. Okay. So I'm going to take a wet wipe. Oops. Not overly wet, but I think it'll serve the purpose. I'm just going to do this on the back of this. I'm going to wipe it over well. Yeah, I can feel the liquid on it, so I guess it is wet enough. All right. And then we're going to put it inside. Blue goes with the beach's theme. That's why I started with the blue. Exactly, Judy. So, okay, we're going to put it inside here. And use my die cut and embossing machine. And to emboss, all you need is the base, number 1. And there's a special plate to use for embossing folders, and that is number 4. It's the gray plate, number 4. Okay, you just put that right on the base. Put this over the top, and we run it through. Okay, I'm going to run it back through just because I have more room on that side to pull it out. All right, set this aside. Again, I got my squeaky chair. I'm going to have to oil this somehow. All right, so let's see if you can see how well it came out. I think it came out really well. Nice and nice sharp image. Well, I guess you kind of could see it from down there. But now you'll see on the paper that I roughed it up a little bit, and then I added color. That's exactly what we're going to do today. So I have this simple little, it's for doing nails, but I use it a lot with my crafting. So I'm just going to rub it in spots just to take some of the blue off. Now, when Jennifer McGuire did this, her ink colors stuck so nicely to the image. I noticed that mine didn't. I don't know if it's the difference between the Stampin' Up! Ink and the ink that she was using, or if it's the difference between the foil that I'm using and she was using, but let's give it a try and see what we can do. Okay, so changing this a little bit, I used that soft succulent. We're going to switch that out. So I switched to Old Olive ink already. And I am going to use my daubers on this only because my blending brushes are put away with cards for next weekend. So I decided to use daubers. So we're going to use, I pulled out Pale Papaya, Sahara Sand. The Old Olive is for the grassy type things. Blushing Bride and Calypso Coral. I thought coral was appropriate. Let's start with coral. I am just going to daub this on. We'll do it on the big one. Oh, it's working much better today. Okay, so now what she did was she put it on and then she wiped it off and then she put it on and she wiped it off and she put it on. And I'll do that a little bit here, but I think I might just leave most of it on. Okay. I do want to get it out, and I probably shouldn't be using the wet one to wipe it off. I probably should just be using paper towel. I do want to get it off of some of the other areas here. All right. And I'm going to add a little bit of Sahara Sand to that, put a little brown in it too. I don't think that's my, let's see, Old Olive, Pale Papaya, Blushing Bride. Well, I guess this is my Sahara Sand. All right. Interesting. It actually says Cream Caramel. That's a really old color. All right, so I'm going to put, oh, look, that just wiped the Calypso Coral off. Yeah, I think my Sahara Sand needs to be re-inked. Okay, let's do some on one of the other shells. Notice it's getting the bumps that I sanded really well. A lot of color is going on too. That's good. That's what I wanted. Yes, Doug does really need to oil this chair, or I do. I can get the WD-40 out and do it just as easily as he can. I shouldn't have to depend on him, huh? Okay, Blushing Bride for this little shell down here. Yeah, that one's going on. I don't know if you guys can tell because that's a pretty light color, but that one's going on very well. Okay. And we'll do some Pale Papaya on this big one here. I might add some other colors to that one too. I don't know, I wasn't thrilled with how the Pale Papaya was going on yesterday. You can barely see it. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, you really can't see it. Maybe, you know what? I'm gonna get terracotta or cinnamon cider. Let's do the darker color. From the same color group, cinnamon cider, and I'm just going to go ahead and use the Pale Papaya on it because I have extra daubers I can replace this with. And I'm too lazy to go get the other one. That's much better. That shows up much better. Okay. So let me show you up a little closer. We've got the Calypso Coral and the Blushing Bride and the cinnamon cider, and that is the Sahara Sand. All right. Oh, I should put a little something on there. Put this one on there too, since I have it right here. Okay, now let me just grab a paper towel. Let me wipe this with a paper towel instead of with the baby wipe. I just want to get some of the extra off here. Gonna have to let this dry a touch. Okay, let's try, the soft succulent didn't work so well on the weeds, but let's try the Old Olive and see what we get here. Oh yeah, that's working really well. Okay, good. Yeah, I like it better with the Old Olive. middle. Okay. Excuse me. Let's keep clearing my throat. Okay. So now we're going to need to wipe a little bit of that off. I'm just going to dab instead of wiping. I don't want to rub it all off. So, not too much came off. That's good. Oh, I like that better than the first one already. There's a big difference there between those two. All right, so let's do the rest of it. So I have a 8.5 by 5.5 base, card base, which I will crease with my bone folder. And I'm going to use glue on the back of this because I know it can get into the little nooks and crannies and make it seal onto the card front a lot better. So I'm just going to kind of rub it around here. Make sure it gets along the edges. Okay. Put it right on here. There we go. Got a little bit of extra ink there. Okay. Now, for this, I was using 2 punches. This is the bow punch. I believe this is in the mini catalog, so it's fairly new. And this is the postage stamp punch, the rectangular postage stamp punch, and that's what I'm using for the banner. And obviously the bow punch is being used. That looks more like mossy metal than old olive. Let me look in my thingy here. That is garden green. That is garden green. Old olive, no. Well, you know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and use that. No, I guess maybe that is old olive. I think that's old olive. Okay. So, I'm going to do a couple of these. One on each end. Okay. And down here, and I'm going to go ahead and punch this out and then stamp it. It's just as easy. Ugh, be quiet, chair. So, the words, I put friends are like seashells, you collect them along the way. And, oh, they're already on there. Forgot, I actually did that ahead of time. Okay. So, let me make sure I got the right edge of this. Yes. Can you guys see? Hi, Bev. Good. I'm glad you remembered. Oh, Annette. Melbourne, Australia. I've been there and I loved it. I love Australia and New Zealand. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want the fronds, the seaweed type stuff, to be coming out of the back of this. So I am going to run some tape along the back of this. Oops, that did not do well. Well, we'll just go the other way. Okay, and then I'm just going to put these on. Just going to attach them to the back here and there. Put one that way. We'll put one this way. Oh, we'll put one of these over here like so. And we'll put one of these up here like this. Let's put it a little bit out. Okay, and then I'm going to use, boy, what a mess. Then I'm going to use my dimensionals to pop it up. Yes, and remember, if you're here, to let me know, because I do draw a prize winner, and I can easily send to Australia if you win. So, just something little from me to thank you for watching. All right, so then this is going to go up here in the corner. I don't want it to cover too much of the seashells because I did so much nice work on them, but I also am very pleased with how the kelp came out. Hey, kelp, I finally figured out what the word was. All right, so there we go. Now on the inside, I used Sahara sand and a seashell. And I checked to see if I needed to stamp it off, and I really didn't. So I'm just going to put it on here. There we go. I love these seashells. They're so pretty. Okay. Clean that. Clean this. And then over the top of that, I'm going to just stamp Happy Birthday to my beautiful friend. Which one of my beautiful friends happens to have a happy birthday today. Angela. She's not on right now because she is a tax person and it's her busy season right now. Okay, there we go. Happy birthday to my beautiful friend. So card number 1 is done. And I like that even better than this one. Lots more color showed up on this one. I like that. Okay, so now from here on in, we're winging it. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I haven't made up a sample or done anything else with my idea. So let's see what we come up with. Let me just put these away real quick so I can use these blocks and I don't have to get more blocks out. Wow, it's really warm in my room. I think I'm going to have to take my sweatshirt off. Let's see. Oh, neat. What'd you think of the States, Annette? Expensive? Okay, here we go. So the next one I want to do, I'm going to use the Honeybee Home. This is one of my favorites. My husband raises bees as a side. One of his hives just died today from the cold the other day, but that's okay. He still has like 5 hives left, so it'll be fine. So I'm going to use that, but I have not made any plans whatsoever of what I'm going to do with it. So I do know that I'm going to obviously use gold and run it through the embossing. So first thing we're going to do again is we're going to wet the back of this just to make the image come out even sharper. Oh, there goes one of my husband's friends in his airplane. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but he was just buzzing us by. My husband's on a Zoom call in the other room, so I'm sure he didn't appreciate that very much. Oh well. It's fun. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in the hive folder. It's a little crooked. That's okay. And we're going to go ahead and run it through the handy dandy die cut and embossing machine again. Trying to do it without shaking you too much. Set that aside. Okay, this time, instead of using the dauber, I am going to use the ink pad itself. I've got the Memento Tuxedo Black. Let me take my sweatshirt off. All right, and I am just going, oh, wait, first, ooh, I almost forgot the important part. Gotta get some of this off of here, don't I? Wouldn't have done anything otherwise. Again, this is just something for nails. It's a sanding block. Can be used for anything. Obviously, I use it a lot, you can tell. I guess you can clean these with the baby wipes also. Okay. All right, roughed it up a little bit. Now, my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I am just going to put it on here and rub it. It did exactly what I was hoping it would do. I like that a lot. It really makes it noticeable. Okay. Let's see, background black. Excuse Excuse me, I just tipped over all my paper, but that's okay. Black. Let's do a sideways card this time. Landscape. Okay. 4 1/4, and we will score it. And we will fold it. And I, of course, am going to need a piece of paper to put inside of it. Excuse my nails. I haven't done them since I got home. They're kind of a mess. Peeled off of my ring fingers, but oh well. Okay, so we're going to put this on here, like so. What do I want to do? Do I want to put... You know what? I have an idea. It may not be a good one, but I think I want to make this like a honeycomb shape. Oh, look at my fingers. I should have wiped that. Okay, let's wipe some of that off so there's not stuff coming off all over the place. And I think what we'll do is put a couple of layers on. I just touched my ear too. I probably have a black earlobe now. Oh well. One more time. Oh, that's very neat. So you love the states. Good. My husband and I have done trips across the state. We've done Route 66. We've done Route 20. We've done the Northeast. We've done down the Northeast, not quite around down the coast, but I have a Mustang convertible. So every couple of years we try to take a long driving trip with that. It's fun. Okay. Well, I'm in New York, but not in New York City. I'm in Bloomfield, New York, which is part of the Finger Lakes. We're outside of Rochester, New York. So, along with a lot of my friends that are on here, Judy and Bev. I'm not sure who else. So, I'm glad you like the States. I want to go back to Australia and New Zealand. We spent a whole month. We spent a little bit more time in Australia than we did in New Zealand. We were only in Melbourne for 2 days, though, I think. From Melbourne, we went to Cairns. That was fun. Went out on the Great Barrier Reef. It was a lot of fun. Did snorkeling, of course. Okay, so I want to, but the only thing is if I cut this, it's going to crush it. I'm not going to cut it. Never mind. Maybe what I'll do, I have a better idea. Okay, so we're going to put this on here first. Time to get my other thing of Tombow. Yep, let's get the other one. They're both getting pretty empty, but that's all right. I got plenty more. Okay. All right. Put this on here. All right, and I just had this idea. Let me get these dies go. Let's see. They might be, let's see here. Talk amongst yourselves. I gotta find this specific die. They're not out here, so I'm guessing they may be in one of my cards for my card class next weekend. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use a diode die instead. It might be too big. Let's do a little bit smaller. I was going to use a octagonal die, but I'm not sure where my shapes dies are right now. I'm not going to cut it out of this. I'm going to cut it out of this. Let me see. Do I have a... Probably not. Nope. Okay. Use the other half of this. All right. So I need... I should do 5. No, I do 5 1/4. 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. I am going to, yep, that's going to work. I'm going to cut this out of the middle of this and then pop it over that. So that's not going to fit in my mini. Nope, so let's use the big one. Okay. Oops, dropping things all over the place. Let's see, let's do it like that. Okay. Judy, you would love Australia. Whoops! Maybe after your dad has gone, which let's hope that's not anytime soon, you should do it. You would love it. Route 66 was a blast. We stopped, at the beginning, we stopped at every little thing, roadside attraction. Towards the end, as we got closer to Santa Monica, California, I would say to him, do you want to stop? And he'd say, not really. And I'd say, no, I don't want to either. And we would go past. So someday we plan to go out to Santa Monica and come back the other way. So, all right. So I'm using the strips because then I can get around this shape. One little more piece, or one little piece more. In there, like so. Good enough. Okay. And then I'll just use regular dimensionals for the rest of it. Oh, I can use the black ones. Oh, yeah, you would definitely need a new passport. Shouldn't have let it expire. You can't even get to Canada without a passport anymore, Jude, unless you've got your enhanced license, which we pretty much all have to have now anyhow, too. So, hi, Vicky. Yes, you should go to Hi, Kelly. That's my cousin. I'm glad you're watching, Cal. Maybe we can do cards. Kelly, I need to talk to the family about the family reunion this year, so we'll have to get a Zoom together. But okay, let's see here. This all. Okay, so I'm going to put this right over the top of this. So it kind of looks like we're looking into the beehive. All right, and now we're going to put some bees in it. Let's see here. Let me get this mess out of the way. If you could see the rest of this room, my grandsons were using it while I was gone. So my older grandson apologized for the mess, but I had already cleaned most of the mess up. So, okay, so I'm going to grab a scrap of paper. Oh, let's put it on yellow paper. It's probably Bumblebee, which is one of the retiring colors this year. And black. Let's do them all at once. 1, 2, 3. All right, and ink them up. I don't know. You know what? I think I am going to do them on white because the yellow's going to clash with the gold. So let me get a piece of white scrap. How do I have them on the block? Okay. Yeah, we'll just use this one even though it's folded. Okay. There we go. Let me just cut it down so it fits through my mini cutter. I love this set. This is one of my favorites. I really do. Okay. I'm not going to put it in the mini cutter because this one's already out. I just have to grab the plates that flew all over the room when I set it down. Okay. Ouch. Okay, and let's find my little bees here. There's that one. Let's get that right. Get it lined up. And this one is this one. Get you all lined up nice. And this one for here. Whoops, backwards. There we go. Play it over, move her in. All right, so there's my 3 bees. One of them fell off, but he's right here. Okay, get this out of the way. And we're gonna need to color them in a little bit. So I am going to get, let's see here. Yeah, let's use So Saffron. All right. And I know bees don't really look like this, but that's okay. They don't have bright yellow bodies. But that's all right. And let me grab my black marker. Oops. Oh, you know, I don't know. Color this part. His eyes are going to disappear if I color his head in. That's all right. All right, and his legs, or her legs, probably his. Antennae also, that's already dark. Head. Skinny end of the marker isn't working that well, but there it goes. Body back there. I'm gonna darken up the lines in the, is that the thorax? I think that's the thorax. Darken up the lines there a little bit. Okay, they're pretty white. I probably should have put them on yellow, but nope, that's all right. Okay, so now take my, well, I guess I have to use the black ones because I don't know what I did with my white ones. They're under here somewhere, but I'm going to put a couple of them in the hive. And then we're just going to stick this little guy down here with tape or glue. I use tape since I happen to have it here. There we go. And now we have to say something. Let's see what we've got here. We've got miss you. Such happy news. Best of luck. Stay wonderful. You're the nicest. So glad we're family. I'm going to do... I'm going to do Stay Wonderful. If I can find it. Such happy news. Stay wonderful. There it is. Okay. We're going to put it on here because it's handy. We're going to use yellow ink, So Saffron ink. We're not going to use So Saffron ink because the So Saffron ink is in, well, yeah, I can do it with the marker. Why not? Okay, since my ink pad is in with a card for my card class, where everything always is, I'm going to just color this. And then I'm going to huff on it to activate it. Stamp it here, which you can't even see. It's a little messy. Let's do it again. Maybe not so much color this time. or maybe just not push so hard this time. There we go. That's better. The W didn't quite come out, but we can fix that. Okay, there we go. Now, what do I want to use to cut that out? How about yes, we'll do this. We'll make a banner out of it. So it needs to be either a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, or an inch. Let's see what we get here. Let me cut it a little bit much. We're going to make it 3/4 of an inch, I think. Yep, that'll work. Okay. Excuse me. And chop it off a little bit here. On this side. Yeah, looks about right. Okay. And I think I'll do the one with the little peak on it. Now, because the strip is so short, I am going to take a little dab of tape. Yeah, sure I am. A little dab of tape. That's probably enough. And I'm going to stick it to the back of this. And that will help me to control it while I'm cutting it. There we go. Now we're going to switch around, do the other side. Same thing. Stick it in there. And there we go. Okay. So we're going to put that right there, but we're going to put a little flower under it. Little yellow flower. And that should be so saffron. So saffron. So if you're watching and you haven't said anything yet, just pop on and say hi so that I know you're here and so that I can include you in my drawing, my weekly drawing for something to be sent to you. Okay, so here, if I can get it out of there without wrecking it, is our flower. Okay, so I'm going to put that. I think I'm going to put it right like that. If I wasn't so far from my ribbon, I might add a ribbon too, but my ribbon's on the other side of the table that I've got everything on, so let's see. Let's do that. Okay, so that's going to go right here. Get that wing up there. Whoops, he didn't stay on. Let's try it again. Okay. And again, we will use, there they are. We will use dimensionals. So this is going to have 2 layers of pop here. Yeah, I better put one more on over the flower so it doesn't pop off. All right, I'm going to put that right there. There we go. Maybe some yellow, probably some yellow bling. Let's see what I've got. Yep, 21, 23 in colors, which are still current. Take your pick. I rearranged everything. I'm still getting used to it. All right, I'll put one up here. Put one, oh, let's put one down here. Put a little bitty one over here. There. Now the only thing we have to do is put something, oh goodness. So it looks like the dimensionals do not want to stick to the foil. So I may have to put some glue on the dimensionals to keep that on there. Good news is if you don't get it perfect, you move it. Sorry if my head was in the way. All right. So then we will just put a white piece of paper in here, and we might as well do that. I'm not going to put a full sheet, mainly because I don't have any scraps big enough. Hope you guys can hear me over here. No, I am going to put a full sheet. No sense skimping, right? Oh, this is thick. Oh well, thick it is, because that's what I have open. So I'm just going to cut a 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece here. I did that kind of backwards, wasted some paper, but oh well. Okay, and that's going to go on the inside, so that we can write. And I didn't quite cut it the right. What was I thinking? 5 1/4, I cut it at 5 1/2, that's why. All right, put this on the inside. There we go, and let's put these flowers. Oh, I didn't clean my bees off, did I? Put these flowers in yellow, and again, I'm going to have to color them in. It's probably not the best way to do it, but it's going to work for now, because I don't want to go digging into all my different bins for the ink pad. Okay, now let's put it, oops, like that. Oh, I do not like that at all. I must have had some black left on it. Oh well, it'll do. Actually, it's okay. I just wish that it was cleaner. Must be the stamp never got cleaned off well. That's okay. Thanks, Bev. Hi, Kathleen. This is Honeybee Home, it's called. I absolutely love this stamp set. I've said that like 6 times now, but okay, and I'm going to put You're the Nicest on the inside, because that goes with Stay Wonderful, and this can just be a generic friendship card to send to somebody. And I'm going to do that. You're the Nicest. I'm going to do that in black. Okay, right across the center. Ta-da! Oh, I really do like that now. I change my mind easily. Okay, so those are the 2 cards I made today. I just messed that one up. So we have the Friends Are Like Seashells. You collect them along the way with Happy Birthday to My Beautiful Friend inside. And then we have Stay Wonderful with You're the Nicest. And you know what else would look good on this? I haven't used this in a while. Some Wink of Stella on the flowers. And on the butterfly wings. I didn't need to put that back in there. Yeah. Or the bee wings, I mean, not butterflies. There we go. I keep forgetting about Wink of Stella. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to glue this down. All right, ladies. This is what we're going to do here. I'm going to put a dab of glue on each of these. Oh, look at how the black ink came off on the strips. That's probably what's keeping it. Okay. Now we're going to put it back on there as evenly as possible. There, now it'll dry and it won't come off. So, note to you guys, if you're going to be putting stuff on top of foil, be sure to use glue. All right. So that is really all I have for you today. No, So Saffron is not retiring, Vicki. The in colors from 20 to 22 are retiring. So that is Magenta Madness, Bumblebee, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Cinnamon Cider. No, that might be wrong. No, I think that is right. Yeah. So, because I really like Cinnamon Cider and Bumblebee, but they're retiring. But that's okay, because Bumblebee is very similar to Crushed Curry. And Cinnamon Cider isn't really like anything else, but okay. Let me just turn you around here so I can talk to you. I'll just flip it and you can look at my ceiling for a second. And then I'll turn you towards me. There we go. Okay. So that's all I have for today. Next Tuesday, I will be more organized and have lots more for you. I might focus on one stamp set next Tuesday. We'll see. But thank you for joining me today. I really love doing these. I was really afraid to do them, and now that I'm doing them, I'm really enjoying them. So be sure to come back every Tuesday night, almost always at 7 o'clock. If it's going to be a different time, I'll post that, but it's usually going to be 7 o'clock on Tuesday nights. Hi, Ann. You're going to have to catch the replay because I just finished, but it's good to see that you're here too. I will be drawing a name tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, so I give everybody 24 hours to catch the replay and make a comment that they've watched it, and then I add their name to the drawing, and I'll let you guys know who wins and get a little prize sent out. So have a wonderful week, everybody, and I will see you all next week. Some of you I'll see soon. Bye. Thanks, Bev. Bye, guys.